Dantro.outdoors here, just with a video of a commentary on my Scramble up crib len. We're talking through the footage as we play. Let's get going. So, referred to as Crib Goch's little brother, similar, or some similar areas of exposure. Nice walk up the valley. It takes about an hour and a half from Bethesda to get to the start of the Scramble. As you can see from here, nice views. Nothing too sketchy at first. Bouldery, grassy fields come up. A bit of a leg burner, but nothing too difficult. So we're starting the ascent up now towards the actual scrambling. A few different routes. Nothing too exposed. Just checking out the views again. This is filmed on a GoPro Hero 12, chest mounted. This was a solo scramble, so had to obviously keep the hands free. So it might be better on a head mount, but pretty windy this day, so the beanie was definitely the right choice. And here we go, we'll start the scrambling. As you can see, plenty of handholds, foot placement's not too difficult. Back onto grassy sections, plenty of different choices up this part. Obviously first time, so just taking it slow, checking the route out. Good handholds before taking any movements with being on the own. Some areas of exposure where you climb a little bit higher, but nothing too risky. Making my way around to find a nice path up. Just checking out that valley. Nice, fair old walk, but definitely worth it. We've got a pretty flat section of rock, and probably be a bit more tricky in the wet, but in the dry, nothing too difficult. I think I'd took my gloves off at this point just to give my hands a bit more grip. Good for keeping my hands warm, but my gloves are a bit slippy, so take them off, especially me on my own. Handholds getting away from you. So. Making sure my feet are in good places, checking the grip. Nice firm handholds, making the way up. Could have done with the chest mount a little bit higher up, but you can never tell the footage angle from when it's on the chest looking forward, so it's difficult to get the right footage angle, but not too bad. Looking back over the mountains, that's over towards Llewellyn. So still some grassy areas, but it's pretty dry, so it wasn't too slippy or anything on this day. Nice bit of climbing here, just checking out the best route past this tall rock in front. Again, decided to come round the side in the end. Up onto this ledge. There we go, using these pretty easy step and handholds to make the way up. Nothing too difficult on this scramble. Some exposed areas at the top, but the views are something else. A really nice area, especially on a day like it was there. A bit windy, so the top was a bit sketchy, but the climb itself not too difficult. I'd say compared to crib, the exposure's not really anything like it. The scramble up to crib goch's probably a lot worse than most of this. Obviously depending on the route you take, but on this is relatively easy scrambling. Some areas here could have been made more difficult, but with being on my own, took some of the easier routes, or some of the safer routes, just to make sure. So nothing too steep, just pretty gradual climbing really, up to trying to make my way up to the actual ridgeline. There's a nice spot here, you get some real good views back. There's the mountains looping around. That is what I made into a circular route when I did this, so it turned out being a 19-kilometre hike in the end, but definitely a good day for it. It's good fun. Always like to get a scramble in on the hike, so this was a good way to start it, especially after the long route up the valley. So here we are, sort of getting onto the ridgeline now, where you can see it up in front. So just checking it out. So yeah, trying to keep on that ridgeline. Just keeps it more exciting. As you can see, there's a lot of different routes around the side and up the middle. I think I'll put the hoodie back on now. The wind's starting to pick up again, now we're getting higher, so nice little bit of scramble there to get up onto the ridge. Good fun. Rounding up the side of this bit, trying to get back up to that top line. A little bit of a gully type thing here, nothing too difficult. Just a case of getting the feet up. It's quite a high step, but relatively easy to get over once you get them feet up. So if you've done crib goch, obviously this is nothing like as steep or as exposed as the ridgeline up there. But if you're thinking of doing it, this is definitely a climb that's sort of set you up to see how you feel for it. Some aspects similar to the climb up to the ridge of crib goch, but the ridgeline here is a lot less exposed, so head for heights isn't quite so bad for this. Obviously, exposed ridges in weather's always a concern, but this isn't quite as a daring one as crib is if you get some bad weather on there. So it was windy on the day I went up, but it wasn't really an issue. This is a good pinnacle here. If you can climb up here, you go with other people, it's a great spot for a photo, looking back in the valley behind. As you can see here, that flat rock ahead, you could climb down that, but with the wind I decided to go down to the left. Took a little bit of backward scrambling to get down to the lower ledge, but just taking it easy, so you didn't want any slips or anything like that with being solo. So slowly making my way around. Bit of a narrow ledge, so body pretty close up to that rock just to keep the balance in that wind. Now on the side, there's a bit of a tight squeeze around there, but nothing too difficult. itching my hands, that wind. So I didn't really like having the gloves on, a bit too slippy, so the bare hands were always preferred for the grip on the rocks and scrambling. So I need to get some proper scrambling gloves, but for now the bare hands has always been a bit easier, I think. Now you can see there, you didn't have to necessarily scramble that bit, you could have just stayed onto the grass, but trying to keep it exciting, just to make the most of the climbing. You see Carnedd Dafydd. Apologies for the pronunciation if it's incorrect, but just up there to the left, and that valley again. There, you just see there that pinnacle where we just climbed down the side of that flat rock. So just after it'd be a great spot for a photo. Being on my own doesn't really get the same. Couldn't really get a good selfie off it, so I left it with this thing. Just grassy boulders now, taking the ascent up. No particular route, just following the levels as it goes, really. Bit more scrambling ahead. I think there was quite a few routes here, but some harder than others, so again, just weighed them up. Not doing anything too dangerous. As you can see, you could probably scramble there, it'd be quite a bit of fun, but decided to head round and up the side, I think. Up here, nice bit of scrambling in front. Nothing better than some good handholds. Just taking my time, feeling for them foot placements and handholds. Taking it easy. Some quite biggish ledge steps there, but easy enough to get over. So obviously if it's wet, it'll take a bit more easy, so I'm going to be slipping on any of the rock. And this grassy moss stuff, pretty slippy when it's wet, so pretty bone dry with all the sun we had on that day, so trying to route up, taking your time. Some flat areas of rock here, so same again. Just more caution if it's wet. Boulders are a bit bigger here, so it's a little bit trickier for the hand and foot placement, but nothing major. See there, nice scrambled route up ahead. Turn the camera up now so it's a little bit better angle, seeing what's coming up. Put my phone out, I think I was going to check the all trails just to make sure I was going the right way. Obviously, it's just a case of following the ridge, but you can never be too sure on your own. It's best to check. Carrying that up. bit more of the ridge line ahead there as you come round and up. As I say, plenty of other options, you don't have to come this exact way. Probably head it round to the right, or a bit tricky coming straight up that face we've just gone round, but another great spot there. You're high up, you start to see the sea if you look over the top of the valley. Onto this next section. Again, some flat rock, so just taking my time, making sure I've got good grip. Feeling that I'm hammer holds. Close to the end of the camera. Gorgeous views. Up onto the next section. Stop for a drink now, that's why do a bit of filming. So, to this part. So, could have probably got up the end there, but just followed the route I took, just finding me on my way up. Yeah, quite enjoying the scrambling. This one was okay. Probably not my favourite, but some good views. And obviously a lot safer to do on my own, so that's why I went for it on the first solo hike. Obviously Tryfan, done that a couple of times. That was good fun up the North Ridge. 2 times, 2 different routes. The second was a lot more difficult. Turned off the boulder field a lot earlier on Tryfan, so that was took a bit longer for us to find a safer route. A bit more difficult on the scrambling the first time I went up, but just route choices. This is a pretty flat section, quite tricky. This one here. Yeah, first time on Tryfan we took up the gully route instead of the North Tower because we've not done it before. So we headed around the gully, that was alright. And on the second time we give the North Tower a go. It wasn't too bad, a bit tricky. I say this grid blend doesn't. It was okay difficulty wise, but plenty of choice, so he didn't have to make it too difficult. Probably one of the best days weather-wise I've been out scrambling, so that made a change. We did crib, it was a bit rainy and covered in clouds, so it makes a difference for it to be sunny. Apart from the wind, so we couldn't have to have the hoodie on still. But some tricky sections here just to foot placements are a little bit harder to find, but just switching back there, just finding nice routes up. It's good grippy rock, so as long as you're happy with the body placement, pretty much get up any of it. Make it as hard or as easy as you want, really. nearing the top of the scramble now. A few sections to go. So you get a bit more grass here. Still some good choices for scrambling. No particular route, so just make my way up whichever way seemed to follow from where I was. So a bit less of a rocky climb at this point, just back to that grassy boulder type climbing, so nothing too treacherous from here. So I put the gloves back on. That wind was getting to my hands a little bit, so most of this tricky scrambling was over here, so I didn't really need the same grip. And obviously cold hands, you won't be able to feel your hands as much as you can. So that's pretty much all the scrambling now. It's just a case of back at that valley again. It was really nice. So if you want for the views and a bit of climbing, it's a good route to take. Bit of a long one if you do it as a circular, but definitely worth a day out. Bit tougher on the legs these sections. The scrambling's actual climbing I find a bit easier than this, just the inclines. There's a bit of a leg movement on the calves and that. So yeah, so then just following that straight up onto the top. So you get onto the summit path on the right and take it up from there to Carnedd Dafydd. Had some lunch there and then carried on along. This picture here is actually from Summit of Llewellyn, so the next one you reach if you do the circular. And then carried on along there and around the top of that valley from the we could see on the way up. Bit of a ridge walk, but you can choose to walk the path or stay up closer to the edge as you come over to your Ellen, the next summit, which is sort of a bit lower down and on the sort of return stretch down to start coming back down the valley to Bethesda where I parked. So just crossed this ridge and sat and had some dinner. really nice view, so just took the time. Ended up 19 kilometres of a fair old stretch, but definitely worth it. Plenty of sheep and lambs, lambing season, and some wild horses even, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, that's it, Crib Len. So I'd say it's definitely a good one for if you're thinking of getting into scrambling or you want to give a bit of a climbing a go. Not quite on the level of Crib Goch, but definitely want to build up to that if you're not sure if you'd be able to handle it. So probably give it a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6 out of 10 because the weather was good, but probably not quite as fun as Alex, not as long, but not as fun as Tryfan North and obviously Crib Goch, or the exposure, which is totally different, and that scramble up to it's pretty tricky. So yeah, good fun. So check out more of the stuff Instagram. I'll be posting more videos and scrambling, hiking, anything outdoors really, motocross, sport skiing, a bit of everything. So check it out. Dantro.outdoors. Nice one.